Do you want to take a break? Or
no, I'm alright. How are you?
Yes.
Are you alright?
Yes, just
Where are we?
yesterday. Just, about chapter 3. You know,
Okay.
If we are lucky, we can finish this chapter.
Yes, method. Yes,
Yes,
okay. I got on to see where we are now.
I think just maybe confirm this theorized as a cultural process itself. Just maybe mention about the cultural inquiry.
Yes, it's cultural inquiry that's theorized as a cultural process itself. So, inquiry is also
the process, the cultural process itself. You mentioned about yet for meaning and prejudice are rather limited ways of describing the cultural starting points of research, just as tradition, another Gadamer's keywords, is insufficient to express all our involvement in the past, present, and the future. This just maybe you try to develop maybe the next maybe argument about the post-structuralism about the self, because maybe it is it's not only maybe the just like the research inquiries reflect our prejudice itself, and maybe it is just like the post-structuralism says, maybe we are constructed by this kind of reality.
That's part of it. But also, I think to think of it just as knowledges for meanings and prejudices is not enough either. So it's just very, compared with cultural studies or post-structuralism, it has a very limited idea, in a way, of its starting points for knowledge. They involve many more aspects.
So it's not so insufficient.
And similarly, tradition is the main, starting point for thinking about the effect of the past. Though actually, to be fair to Gadamer, he does have other ways of thinking about that.
Here I just have the one further question, because in this chapter you mentioned about the hermeneutics tradition and feminism tradition. It seems that you have mentioned about the post-structuralism. But it seems that maybe it is no space for the subjectivity for the post-structuralism. So maybe there's no space for talking about the self and other in post-structuralism. But it seems that why this post-structuralism? It seems that you didn't maybe do more discussion from maybe the post-structuralism.
It's a good question. It's a very good question. Well, I mean, in the book generally, I think it's present in quite a major way, particularly perhaps in the last chapter, because there we're rethinking subjectivity through post-structuralist theory, Foucault particularly, and there's also us other problem all the way through, if you think of that as post-structuralist, though you might not. At this point in the argument, I think you're right that there are little bits of post-structuralist influence, but I think it's much more feminist philosophy and hermeneutics, because it provides us with a way of thinking, as you say, about the researching self. But we do sometimes say that the researching self is split or multiple, which is a more post-structuralist insight. But on the whole, I think you're right. Yes, for this chapter, I think so. And I suppose it's because we want to think about the self as active and doing things, rather than the self as constructed. Because of the practice orientation, we don't, because this is a well-known limit of post-structuralist anti-humanism, that is not going to talk much about human beings as producing things. And I suppose it's our Marxism as well, present in a hidden way, because of the practice emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good point, very interesting point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because maybe I particularly want maybe links with, because you're talking about the body, especially maybe in Haraway. But
well, Haraway, of course,
maybe,
is influenced by post-structuralism as well.
Yeah, because concerns about just like the biopower and the biopolitics, even maybe this is a way to explore and from, because you mentioned about the body and the knowledge, but this maybe especially the vocal, maybe it is a lot of space maybe can talk about, and what if this is stopped here, a little bit for me it is I'm not so satisfied about that because it's quite maybe I'm really interesting about this, because sometimes the self and others maybe this argument, for me I can know the most of the maybe the argument and in terms of this relationship in this relation, but it's the one thing I cannot really understand very well is the body. The body can bring some maybe new possibility to into this argument, just like the self and other. And this